Let's go, got the best flow since Esco. I'ma let the rest know and say it with my chest mo. Souls are mischievous, Tajay, Festo. Nigga try to test, just affirm like presto. Bang, bang, bang. He check, nigga, wordplay, your gunplay. It's all recess, nigga. Gotta figure they playing big too. We play bigger, like Shaq running with Bushwick. He way bigger. Rest in peace, big. While I kill him with this commentary, then I'ma bury them and go to jail and wait for commissary. My mama with the drama told me everything was monetary. Word to Jason Monk, we the illest in this monastery. And dog man, they rep the CPT. We linking up and call it GCPT. I'm that bet you go in debt like CP3, cause I return with that WPGC. You beat peasants, bet this 3, 5, or 5 knock you off of your feet. I hope you see pleasant. And that's enough of PG flip. Call me Lenny because I'm biased about my PG shit. Southside the way up top, you know the walk real. I done bag bitches from Rock Creek to Rockville. Cops kill cause they not real, motherfucker. Got skills like you got bills, motherfucker. Bubble real slow, get dough on the D-low. Fuck your EO, break bread with your people. Street flows like peep shows, I'm a freak though. Street flows like weak shows, you can keep those. Lots of mozzarella fella, cheddar get a cellar dweller. Dropping acapella, rocking better than I never ever did. About to do it big, kids, you could do it big shit. You don't think them sick pigs wanna shoot your nigga? Rebel in the renegade, never have I been afraid. Lemonade rappers get slayed because they minute made. Or shit, I say they minute men. Shaking in their Timberlands. I fuck with Little Kim because she all about her Benjamin. Then her mama sibling, sure to have them trembling. I snatch them out their skin slim. I'm shadier than Eminem from Wheeler Road and Alley. Back to Slauson out in Cali. Might see me in the rally, getting weeded in the alley. I'm cooking up concoction on the block to keep them rocking. Cause once them bullets popping, that's the only way to stop them. I'm on the south side, you should live with my team. And if you bout them greens, young, and you know what I mean. Sing, yeah, Senior Mafia. Yeah, y'all know the clip. OG Circle in the house. Ha.
Hello, 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 everybody. It's Kickback with Cookie. We got an exciting show today. I'm excited about it. I have Dread the old head, although he doesn't have dreads no more. So he's just the old head. Bryan Evans. He shares the same last name as me, so I'm excited to bring him on because you know me. I can be transparent as fuck, and some people feelings be getting hurt sometimes. So this is going to be an exciting show for me, anyways, because I've known him for a long time and he is a really good dude, very knowledgeable about the music industry. So if you are an artist, you should pay attention the entire show. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Mr. Evans on the stage.
What it do? What it do, man?
Hey, Bryan, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Good. So I just want to make sure because sometimes this lavalier might be fucking up. So just wanted to make sure. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm just excited about this show. So you feeling all right?
Yeah. It's been a minute, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah. How you?
tell everybody who you are and where you from before we start.
Dread old head, original DC DMV representative. I'm over here in PG now, cooling, hollering at my folks.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So you and me have a lot of history. So we're gonna start
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Yeah.
How did you start? What made you get interested in music? Like what did you one day just wake up and say, "Hey, I like music. I've been listening to music for a while. I'm gonna do music too." Or how did that happen?
I was liking music since I was a kid, and I started out wanting to play for go-go bands, and I would just get instruments every year, drums, congos, rolling tom, And I just ended up playing in go-go bands. That was the first how I started with the music.
So you were playing with go-go bands, and then how did you get started, like your solo stuff? How did that happen?
Even when I was playing in bands, I was playing instruments, but people used to always like my voice. So they'd be like, man, you should be on the mic. And when around the time when I was getting like out of high school age, hip hop started getting bigger in DC. And I just started going to the studio because I kind of wanted to hear myself too, because everybody kept telling me, man, you should. I would freestyle and all that type stuff, so I wanted to kind of like hear myself in the studio, and that's kind of like how I started.
Okay. And
Yeah,
what instruments did you play when you were in the bands? I
all
didn't
the
even know that.
all the percussion joints, drums. I started out on drums, then I went to rolling toms and then congos.
Oh wow. Okay, so
Yeah,
you were a percussionist.
yeah,
All right
yeah.
then. All right, so then when you went solo, like what was the first step in you becoming a solo artist? Like what did you do to make yourself an
Um,
artist, and what was your first song that you put out?
Actually, I started out in a group. It was me and one of my homies, and the guy Lucky Lamar, who I still do stuff with to this day. I went to school with his sister, and everybody kept telling me he did beats. So we went over there and got some beats, and he took us to the studio he was working at. And I think my first song was a song called "I Want to Do My Thing." I think that's
Hmm.
the first song we recorded.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right, and so how did you? To me, I look at you like a humble artist that's done a lot, but people don't
Mhm.
really know as much maybe as I do, I guess,
Right.
because of our closeness or whatever. But maybe I don't think people understand like the depths of what you have been through as an artist. Like you've done some stuff that a lot of artists don't get to do, like record in Cali with the stars. Like, can you tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about the relationship with what is it, Lucky Lamar too, right?
Yeah. Um. Well, he Lucky Lamar kind of took me under his wing. So when I started working at that studio, he was working with other artists, and some of them artists happened to be from California. When they went back to California, they got a record deal. Instead of us waiting for Lucky Lamar to come back out here, we went out Cali and started recording our album for a rap group I was in at the time called Hallucination. And
Mhm.
we was able to get a deal ourselves, and was that 90s, that was in the mid 90s, 96. And that was our first experiences with recording and doing shows and things like that in other places besides DC.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And so in that experience, who did you get to meet? Like, who were some of the people that you got to meet while you were in Cali?
Um, we got to meet a few people, but most of them we was getting to meet a lot of executives um and producers. I met like uh the guys, the big wigs up at Warner Brothers, Benny Medina and uh Kerry Gordy and Ian Alexander, Adrian Miller. People that just watching them, you was gonna learn the music industry because they was different levels up in the record labels. So some of them was A&R, some of them was directors of music. Also, I got a chance to meet Pat Charbonnet. Pat Charbonnet was Ice Cube's manager, and she signed us uh, to a deal, and right after that, and that was key for us because she was just a knowledgeable she was black woman, and she was already in with the record labels. And she was kind of like schooling us on how we could move around with or without the record labels, because she was taking Ice Cube from like Priority to some other label. But she was the first one that made me understand that you had the power as the artist. If you was recording and owning your own material, she was like, it don't matter what label I take it to. And I didn't know that it worked like that. But just sitting in her office, and we only met with her a couple of times, but just those couple of times, she really put us up on a lot of game.
Okay. Well, Gabs is in the comments on Instagram saying, he said, his my nigga Dread.
Yeah, man,
So,
Gab, like family for real. It's crazy how connected we are. Like even our fathers in the comedy circuit. So it's like we kind of like entertainers in the footsteps of our dads, but then both of us chose rap and like how both of them do comedy. And yeah, man, Gab is definitely the bro, man. Shout out Gab Mo.
And there's Trey Solo is in the comments. There it's people watching on Instagram, but you can't see their comments and stuff on
Trey,
this
that's
side.
my guy. Like, no, it's no more loyal guy to what I've been doing, and especially in the 2000s. Trey came in with Cap City, and even when Cap City dissolved, I still remain close with a lot of the people, but especially Trey. And he one of the guys that, when I'm working now, that I'm looking forward to doing more stuff with. Shout out my man Vito Cognac too.
So after the experiences in Cali, let's let's get
That's
into
when it got interesting.
Let's get into some conversations. So
yeah, that's when it got interesting.
What happened after Cali?
I had to come back here and realize don't nobody in DC give a shit about that. So actually, that's when I realized there was a music scene in DC. When I left in the 90s, it wasn't. I came back, it was 2000. And I started going, not 99, about to be 2000. It was like the winter of 99. And I started going to do shows. The U Street circuit was real big, Coffee House. What was the other one? Next to the place, State of the Union. That's what it was. It was right next to the popular joint. I can't even remember the name of it. I'm getting old, Kim, but when I came back, the scene was thriving, because when I left, you had like 5 rappers. Of course, Stinking Ink and Fat Rodney, rest in peace to Fat Rodney. Vinny D, Scorpio, and maybe Tony Blunt. That might have been all. It was just all the go-go rappers when I left. When I came back, it was like a hip hop scene. Now that scene was already here before I left, but we was buried in the studio. And when I started doing these shows, that's when I realized, man, it was people all over the city rapping.
Okay. And so did you do some of the shows that were around the city?
Yeah, I dived in. We dived in head first, man, because we were thinking, this is before social media. So we think, oh, we're gonna be a big deal when we get back to DC. Everybody gonna know we signed and all this other stuff. First of all, ain't nobody care about none of that. But second of all, a lot of people didn't know. So we had to go hit that circuit and show, sometimes you gotta pop out and show them what you do. You know what I'm saying? And it was a fortunate thing for us, because that's how we got to finally see all the talent that was in DC, people that was doing the same things we was doing. Like I mentioned, Gabby Mo with Top Notch, they was on the scene. My man Ty Shorty, Mo and them. It was so many people. You had rest in peace to my man Big Lil. They was on the scene with Section 8. You had WAP and them. You had Keith Nine. Well, he was with WAP and them. But the whole thing, it was like we didn't know that it was so many people that were either equally as talented or even more talented and further along than we were. We thought we was the only people that was getting offered deals, and people was not only getting offered deals, but they was doing a lot of stuff independently. Shout out my man Purcell Vendy too, because he was like one of those original 5 that I named. Like he was like the DC Master P. I met his homie at my job when I was 18. He's like, my homie rap. And he took me to this hood in Northeast. And it looked like Spike Lee was on the block. They had all these cameras, and I was mesmerized. And he kind of took me under his wing since then, just showed me through his own action how you could do it. Him and Vinny D with $55 Motel too. They always showed me love and inspired me to keep on going.
Okay. And so
Yeah.
what happened after that? Like, what did you do after visiting and doing shows at some of the local clubs and things? Like, when did you
So
start? Go ahead.
we actually in the early 2000s, we just started getting back out there doing shows. Around 2006, my homie Ox, Daryl Cook, my homie Jimmy Stubbs, shout them out. We started Cap City.
Mm-hmm.
And around that time in the mid 2000s, the DMV scene was really taking off. You had a whole lot of people here that were doing a whole lot of showcases and stuff. People like Dre All Day in the Paint, of course, 20 Bello with his DMV movement. And all of those people showed me love. I was fortunate enough to be able to watch them. And then we started throwing shows. Through doing that, we caught the eyes of our homies in Cali again, because they entered back into entertainment through film. So they reached out to us and asked us would we help them with some music for their films, like scores and soundtracks and stuff, music. So we went back to Cali, and this is when we got signed by the Kush Boys, which was a very interesting situation. And that's when we were seeing more of the stars like Nipsey Hussle and Freddie Gibbs and my man from that was signed to Eminem, Stat Quo. All of these people was in the area we was in and out the same studios. So, but it was interesting. The guy that we was with, shout out my man Meezy from the Kush Boys, he was connected to all the people, and then even people that was even bigger than that, he still is. So rolling around with him was like rolling around with a superstar in itself. He knew everybody from Snoop to Mark Wahlberg to Jackie Long and Hassan. He was an actor, Jamal, but when he started Kush Boys with his partner, it was more of for cannabis, when they started doing the cannabis movement. So everything else, gave us opportunity, because they came to us like, man, we need some music to go with this movement. And so we was out there from 2009 to like 2011 or 12. We got to perform, do a lot of shows, and just meet a lot of people. It was an all-star game out there during that time. That was big for us. We got to perform at the TAC festival. It was a lot. It was big for the Kush Boys out there, and just being affiliated with them, it was big for me, and it gave me a lot of momentum when I came back here. And that's when I started talking to you a lot, and we was kind of like making our master plan together. You know what I'm saying? Whole time Evans flow. You know what I'm saying? But when I came back to DC, and that I'm proud of you for being able to take the ideas that was in your head. You was already rolling when I came back. And then, so I started doing a lot of stuff with y'all, with J.A.B and everything. And, it was good to be able to see DC starting to listen more to women. Because before I left, it wasn't a lot of women that was involved. It was a few women that was on the artist side. But I was like, I think if we started letting some of these women take the on the business side forefront, we could kind of get ahead, because y'all was the ones with the relationships. Now I was talking to homies of mine, and it was some guys that would come to us about management stuff, and they couldn't like get the stuff done that they were saying they was gonna do, because they didn't have the relationship. They had the understanding what they was trying to do, but they didn't have the relationship to make it happen. So when I got back to DC and saw that it was women involved, that's when things started moving. Not just for me, but just like for the DMV in itself. I started seeing more of the underground younger artists starting to surface. And I'm not saying that everybody had a hand in, the next generation, but the next generation was watching y'all so they could watch the mistakes and say, oh, well, I'm going to do it a little bit different when I get my chance to get up there. And a lot of them is using that now to be able to make some big moves.
Okay. Now, just real quick, I wanna throw in. So you and Gabby Mo have known each other for a long time, and like even before I thought I was bringing y'all together or something. I thought I was
Yeah,
doing something, but I wasn't because y'all knew because y'all
yeah.
knew each other already. So tell
Mhm.
us how you guys actually were connected.
For I had a friend of mine. I didn't really understand until somebody started taking me to shows uptown. He moved from Southeast to uptown. So that's kind of how we jumped on the U Street circuit because he knew where all the shows was. And I was like, I didn't know of anything going on like that in DC. So one of the very first places I went to was by these promoters called Flip the Script. Gabby Mo was a part of that crew, Dark Alley and all of those. There's a lot of incredible artists and groups attached to those promoters. So first time seeing him, I was like, I know him, but I couldn't put together where I knew him from, the connections with our dads and all that. But I knew him. But what really put it in my head of how big they were and what he was doing is when I saw them perform. Cause I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers is off the chain. Like, look at how much energy they had on the stage. It almost made me feel like, okay, we gotta go back to the drawing board. And then I remember years later talking to a friend of mine, and I had mentioned something about Gabby Mo and them, and she was like, "Oh, I remember them because she was at Eargasm," and she said, "I don't even want to talk about Top Notch because my boss used to make me go across town to pick up their CD because their CD would sell out here in the store up here." So they was, the time when we was on our grind, they was some people that we looked at like, okay, we got to make sure that we tight because that's the people that we was competing with. Everybody back then, you had Section 8 Mob, you had WAP and them, you had Top Notch, you had Dark Alley, you had so many movements that was full of talented people. And just to keep up, I can remember doing shows at WST, with KRS-One, and we was fortunate enough to be a part of some of these bigger shows, and it wasn't a lot of people from outside of town, from southeast side of town, that was a part of the shows. It was mostly northeast and uptown. So we felt, honored to be even included. But that was my introduction to that era was my introduction to Gabby Mo and a lot of the artists, and Black Wilson too. We actually worked out the same studio even before I went to Cali. And they were some other guys with his group, him and Ivan Jones and Rez. They used to literally crush us on stage. We were always good in the studio, but we weren't doing as many shows as they were. And we couldn't bring our music to life as good as they could. So once we started doing more and more shows and seeing the people that we had to compete with, that's what brought us up to that level.
Okay. Shout out to my brother Chiefism in the building.
Absolutely. What up, Chief? Chief did it.
So
Chief did a go-go remix for me of Almost Home. I did that joint in New York, and motherfuckers lost their mind, like off the go-go. Like, there's some very creative people here, and Chief just happened to be one of the people. Like, this guy's just like a one-man band. Like, and it's crazy when you think about it. Like, people listen to his beat and they don't know whether it's a band or if it's a if it was done in the studio. And I'm like, nah, I think my man just did that himself. And they like, oh, okay, but yeah, shout out my man Chief, man. Los too.
Definitely,
It's
definitely
like a
they,
it's like a crime for it to be that much talent and coming from one place and shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, we about to show them though, right, Chief? We about to show everybody what kind of talent and that DC has. DC is really small, and so I think
Yeah,
people think that like it's a place that doesn't have a lot of talent. Like DC should be one of the areas like Cali and New York and Atlanta when it comes to music, because there is a lot of talented people, and not just music. I mean, there are a lot of
yeah,
amazing comedians. A lot of big people came from DC. Marvin
yeah,
Gaye, must I go
yeah,
on? I mean, like
yeah.
there's a lot of people from DC. Martin Lawrence, everybody. A lot of people came from this area, and became talent. Became just famous. You know what I mean? So
Especially when you talk about comedians, it's a documentary out now that got Gabby Mo Father and my father on it. It's called DC is the Mecca of Comedy. And it talk about Martin Lawrence, Tommy Davidson, Dave Chappelle, of course, Wanda Sykes, Sylvia Tremore. All these people is from DC. And Red Grant. It go on and on. Mike Brooks, Joe Cleasy. It goes on and on from people that are connected to the DC metropolitan area and the rich history that they have, and not just like you said, music and entertainment in general. It's artists. You got entertainment schools here like Duke Ellington and all that, and it's probably artists. The next big artist now is probably in that high school. You know what I'm saying?
mm, yep, I believe that. Like I don't know. I think and furthermore, I think what people don't understand about making music is, I'm good with the trends. But a lot of the music today is a trend. It's a one hitter quitter. People don't listen to
Yep.
it anymore in the future or whatever. So I'm big on timeless music. And when people say, "Oh, the older people need to get out of the way so the younger people can do that," I don't really agree with that, because if you make
Right.
good music, it don't matter how old you go. You can be 97 years old. If you still can make good music and it's timeless music I'm gonna listen to, I'm all
Yeah.
for it. so
Yeah. We get
so
to see
I
that a lot more here though. DC, especially in the go-go scene, a lot of the artists are older, but they such talented musicians. I'm not gonna tell them you can't play the guitar no more because you got a great beard. That don't make no sense to me. But it's that's a hip hop thing. But that's even starting to change a lot. You starting to see older artists, whether it's of course the obvious ones, the Scarfaces. People are always waiting around for the Scarfaces and the Snoops of the world, but you're starting to see whether it's Method Man and Redman or MC8. You're starting to see a lot more older hip hop artists still out here making incredible music. Shout out Jim Jones. They make fun of Jim Jones. I make fun of him too, but he's one cool bammer to me. And the whole Dipset. These guys pushing 50 now, and people a lot of times say, "Hey, maybe he getting too old," but Jim Jones did it in reverse. He got better as he got older, and sometimes that will happen. You live your life a little bit, and you get a chance to experience more things. It make your raps a little bit deeper or whatever.
Yep, I agree. I definitely
Yeah,
agree. So, let's so your dad is a comedian and Gabby Mo's dad is a comedian, and they're actually big comedians too. Like, um
yeah,
it just so happened that their sons became really good musicians, like artists or
right.
whatever. But let me tell y'all, if you put this guy in the room with Gabby Mo, that is a show by itself. I would be charging like $50 a pop. I'm serious.
we
That
both,
that would be a show. Cause
yeah. I think it's funny how both of us are take that comedy side too. Like just in our regular life, we probably keep people laughing and stuff. But like one of the things that you get to take out of that too is them being on stage all the time. He's so comfortable on stage. The last time I did a show, actually uptown, shout out that new Island Cafe. They redid it. I did a show up there with Spice, and she invited me in, Gabby Moe and Black, and I just was just happy to be back out doing shows because I've been dealing with a lot of personal stuff, family stuff, but yeah, it felt good to be back on that stage. And when you see Gabby Moe, you can tell this guy live on stage because it's nothing for him to just, you give him a mic, it's going down.
All right, so I'm going to get a little deep down into this area a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel is what do you feel is holding this area back from being one of the areas that is like Atlanta or Cali for music?
So DC got a lot of built-in things it come with the city, so it goes into the entertainment. One of the built-in things is politics. That's a DC thing, but the same politics spill into entertainment and spill into the music. So then you have gatekeepers, and how that manifests. We just had a issue probably a week ago with a older cat saying some things he probably shouldn't have said about a younger cat that's doing the right thing, right? And that attitude permeated in DC music scene for years. It's always a struggle of the old versus the new. New in meaning new ideas, because you could be older in age and still be new as an artist, right? But the people that is in control of whether it's the airwaves or the promoters or the venues and all that, they tend to be like possessive of the area and what the area has and all that. It's going to be counterproductive in the long run, because you have newer and younger artists who have embraced the idea of going outside of the beltway. I'm gonna use Nooch as an example. Great young artist. Nooch was doing the front porch by himself for years, and he was probably going viral and all that. And it was, making him probably a star here. But when he started inviting other people on the front porch with him, local bands, whether it was Backyard or Junkyard or local hip hop artists, and then national hip hop artists, that's when everything took off for him. Now they want to put him at the Kennedy Center and all these other things, and he's well deserved of all these things. But he was able to tap into that because he didn't limit himself with just thinking inside the beltway. This young man has ties in to Southeast, Berry Farms and all these other things, right? And shout out his dad, Free Booby. It's like he was already solidified because of the generation before him reputation, but he still did it different. He took it further than a lot of us DC artists are willing to take it, because they don't want to collaborate and work with people outside the area. Of course, I was able to learn that lesson early on in my career, and it helped me be able to do things outside of the DC area. And
so do you think you think everybody just needs to like expand their network, or do you think something has to happen within the DMV first?
if everybody ain't going, if they're not going to unify, if that's what we looking for, that's probably not going to happen. But if you watching, people get success, the DMV music scene had been 90% underground until probably the mid 2000s, when you started seeing people like Shy Glizzy and Fat Trail and Light Show, and all of these people did stuff with people outside the DMV. They, of course, they only had access to what they started out with access with, but as their brand got bigger, they started to accept, hey, I can do something with this guy from Chicago and it'll get me a little following in Chicago. That's really the only formula. You should want your music to be heard by as many people as possible. We have incredible bands and artists here, and I don't want to relegate them into being cover bands and cover artists. It's a lot of go-go bands that's been able to take their music international and take it to different places outside of DC. And that's a wonderful thing. I feel like we need more of that, but I want them to be able to go to those places and play their own music. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way we're going to be able to take this DC sound other places, keep the go-go beat. And you can rap over it, you can sing over it, or you can do traditional go-go over it, whatever. But be open to other people embracing it. And we have to embrace that music is an international thing.
I agree. And we're going to dig more into that. Just a couple more. I see Kush Boys Media just joined. So shout out to Kush Boys Media.
Yes, sir. That's
and
family.
Shout out to Busta Move, who is the owner of Martini's.
Oh, that's my man.
Fort Washington. So
I don't even know that guy, but watching him is like you living vicariously through this guy, and I love what he's doing with Martini's. Always, stop through that joint or whatever. So salute Busta Move for sure.
And Evans Gang Down. My brother Keith is on the legendary Congo. Sure. Yeah, Evans Flow for sure. Thank you, Cletus, for joining. Elsky Stacks. Shout out to
Elsky. Man, another incredible artist from the DMV. Young and don't miss. I appreciate that guy because everything he do, he include me in. So yeah, shout out Elsky Stacks, man.
DJ Nuff said, big up yourself.
Yeah, man. Shout out all the DJs.
Bad Bobo, who is one of my dancehall artists. I'm not gonna call him a dancehall artist. This guy's voice is amazing. So if y'all haven't heard Bad Bobo, I know we don't all understand the patois, but he actually sings so you understand.
Salute everything that you was able to do internationally with your artists too, man. Like, it's crazy for the impact that you was able to do, because now we know about artists in Jamaica that might be popular over there that we don't even know. So I appreciate you for, introducing us to those incredible artists.
And introducing them to you. This is where we build the bridge that is the unseen bridge that people don't know about, and not just with Jamaica. I've planted seeds in Jamaica, so shout out to Jamaica. I love Jamaica, but it's everywhere. It's the United Kingdom. It's like, really, those words, your net worth is only as good as your network, is a true thing. Yeah. Like I've spent my entire life pretty much building relationships, and relationships are definitely key to this industry. If you don't know people, you can't do nothing. Like, for real. So, and if you don't know people, then you get somebody on your team that does know people.
You did it the old school way too, because people was relying on social media too much. Yeah, you use social media, but I can remember the first time seeing you out and about. It's like you had a whole entourage. Remember, I was like, damn, like you had your own security and shit. I was gonna say something. I'm like, that's too many big motherfuckers over there. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But this was years ago, and I realized then that, we come from an era where, you had to be out in them streets. You couldn't like do it from social media, because social media was either not there yet or it was in its infancy. So this is maybe MySpace days, or it might have been a little after that, maybe early Facebook days, but it was when you definitely had to be out on them streets, man.
Yeah. So hello, Chief just said something else. What up, Dread? Dread spits
Salute, man.
bars.
Yeah, appreciate y'all, man. That's my man right there, man. I'm looking forward to working with him more.
Yeah, Chief is Chiefism, Go
Mm-hmm.
Loops, all the same
Yeah.
person. He is a
Mm-hmm.
musical genius, and I say that all the time. Like people
But
be
he
like,
is though, because
a
he like
musical,
a
he's a
one-man
genius.
band. Yeah.
Yes, he
He can
is.
do
Like he just
everything.
exactly. He plays the drums. He can play the
Right.
congos. He can be a lead mic. He's a rapper.
Yeah,
He's a
as I'm
bomb ass
saying, I
producer.
remember he was doing a lot of rap, putting out a whole bunch of rap songs. It's like, yeah, he does everything.
Yeah, so my brother is like, as I said, talent is everything. Hell yeah, we got to put it all in a pot like
I
gumbo.
Most of the stuff when I came to holler at you, because I said, man, I gotta come holler at you because I had some exclusive stuff for you to tell you that probably people don't even know about yet. But well, we got the movie Stoners coming out. It's gonna be on 420. It's gonna be
Oh
on
wow,
Tubi. Yeah. But crazy. Me and my a lot of my homies, we on the soundtrack. But awesome. Some of the, I've been able to check out some of the clips of the movie, man. It's awesome. Stan Long, shout out Stan Long. And shout out my man Aaron Witherspoon for the opportunity, man. Like this one of the guys who was involved in my career from early on and was actually in Cali with me in the 90s. Was one of the guys walking me into these record labels with, like, I say he was Dame Dash 15 years before was a Dame Dash, and so much confidence, and to be able to, we was just some DC guys, my man Aaron from uptown. So it was like, I don't know what gave him the confidence, but it gave me the confidence to know he was that confident. So right now, man, we getting ready for the premiere of the movie. Also Debo Wayne on the joint, Lucky Lamar, the Rizzle, my Inky Royal,
you just
Eddie
talk
Black.
Lucky
That's
Lamar up. Lucky Lamar is in the chat on Instagram.
yeah. Him and Eddie Black make Inky Royal. Eddie Black was in Question Mark Asylum. So they got some incredible music out right now. Also, my man Go, the OG. Say Two. Oh yeah, me and Say Two with the Up and Smoke joint. I was hoping I could click. Like I'm having trouble with one of our joints that I don't get that, but everything else, man. My man Meezy and Jamal from the Kush Boys, and he's on there as well. So yeah, it's an incredible project. The movie incredible, the soundtrack incredible, and
That's what's up.
I can't wait to everybody. What is it? It's a premiere before 420, but I don't know the exact date of that. I think it's March. When's that, Corey? Somewhere around there, but I can get back to you with the pre. I'll put that up. I've been off social media recently or whatever, but yeah, man, I'm really excited about that opportunity, and to get this film out there first of all, and the music with the film and stuff. Like I said, the little clips I seen is incredible. It looked like it's a DC story taking place here and all that. So man, we trying to turn DC into the new Black Hollywood, man. I noticed with Tubi, each little city got their chance to tell their story. A couple of years ago, it was Philly, then it was Detroit. Okay, so here we go. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate Stan Long for providing us with the opportunity and all that, man. Incredible project, incredible film. Got young comedians in there. you're gonna start seeing more about it as we get closer to the release date, about a premiere that we're gonna have here and a few other places. But it'll be on Tubi for sure on 420.
All right, we'll be looking out for that, won't we, guys? Now this comment, so Chief has said a lot of things here. I swear I love talking to him. Like I just like talking to him on the phone. And just like I like talking to you on the phone because y'all
Yeah,
minds are so just like I don't know. But he said comedy and hip hop are first cousins, writing and
yeah,
punchlines. It's the truth.
yes.
It really is the truth. And I
And
guess that's go ahead.
he absolutely right. I would call them like siblings in some manner, because if you look at the path that a comedian travels, you don't know them until you know them, but you think they just popped out of nowhere. We thought Cat Williams just came out of nowhere, and when we saw him in Friday or whatever, but he was already on the comedy circuit. So a lot of times it's the same way with these hip hop artists. They're bubbling in their city, and they're on the underground in their city until they break through. And normally, most times it's in their city they break through, and then it become national. But sometimes it break through in another city and become national or whatever. But I definitely agree with that.
So I want to say this, and I'm going to come back to some things that Chief said in the comments. But Spoonie is
Mhm.
in the Instagram chat. He said the premiere is March 22nd.
Yes, and
So
he
just
and he
to
shout out my man Spoonie, man. Like like this, like my brother. I love this dude. Like, man, help me do so much in my career, right? Like, he understated in the whole movement when it came to like what we was be able to do early on in our music career, because we was kids out in Cali. I mean, in our early 20s, and it was just me and Billy Rogers and Lucky Lamar. Spoonie was able to come out that joint and help us navigate through some of the stuff. And he was the first person to actually take us to another place outside of DC to perform. So incredible road manager, and just always a great homie, helped us out with a lot of stuff, man.
and shout out
Shout out
to
my man Hardcore Corey Glad too, man. Another one. A lot of Hey, listen, man. Like GKG. It's like I got a lot of people that helped me on the other side, Kim, like how you did. A lot of y'all don't get the credit because y'all behind the scenes, but it's a lot of people that helped Dread the Old Head along the way, and what we was able to do with Kush Boys and even into OG Circle. You know what I'm saying? So shout out the whole OG Circle, my man Say Two, Handsome Fast, and Debo Wayne, and rest in peace to Wall and Fleabag.
um and shout out to Mr. D Ball. I don't know who that is, but I'm pretty sure I do. Let's see, DJ Dex.
Yeah,
I already said shout out to Elski. What's up, Elski?
me
Virgo
too.
British bomb producer in Jamaica. Shout out to everybody. Big up yourselves.
Yeah, shout out
And I
everybody in
definitely
South
need to
Beach.
shout out my partner, Katrina, or Trina. We call her Trina. She said when I call her Trina, she's going to call me Cookie. And when I call her Katrina, she's going to call me Kim. But shout out to her because she has been like, I mean, when I say she just came, I met her and she just came on board like running, like, what you need me to do? I'm gonna do it. What you need me to do? I'm like, what? Okay, I've never seen this before. So
Yeah,
she's
that's
actually a
good.
manager with
That's
J.A.B
good.
Entertainment. And I definitely want to send my thoughts and prayers out again to her family. I interviewed one of the artists that we would have been representing, which was her nephew, Fresh Baked Bread, and he has gained his wings. So I definitely want to send my prayers and my thoughts out
Yeah,
to the family again.
yeah.
And
Awesome prayers,
rest
condolences
in
to them.
heaven, Fresh Bread. I interviewed this man and then he was just gone, like really. So
Yeah, man.
I always try to take a moment of silence for him. If we can do that for a second, I'd appreciate it. All right, thank you. We love you, Katrina. I'm gonna call you Katrina today. Call me Kim later. Um, so Dread, you're doing stuff with OG Circle, and you've done a couple of not a couple. You have a lot of videos out. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to play. I played one at the beginning of the show, and that was kind of different for me. I've been sometimes trying to switch things up, so I definitely play a video sometimes in the beginning, and then I introduce myself, or I introduce myself and then talk and then play a video. But I want to play another video. But before I do want to go back to Chief mentioning Teddy Carpenter and Eddie B. Eddie Bryant is also in the family.
Okay.
He's a comedian. He's
Funny
been
as shit.
on, yes, he's been on Martin Lawrence's, what is it, First
Eddie
Amendment
B.
stand
Eddie
up.
B. came up in the hip hop thing with us. He was
Yeah,
hosting stuff before Bam and all of them, and was
yeah.
funny as shit. Always kept us. He was always a good addition to what we was doing. So yeah, salute to Eddie B. Man.
You know what's funny? This is even more funny. This dude wasn't even funny when he was in high school.
He just started there. Huh?
I'm
I was
serious, but
class
Eddie,
clown in high school, so everybody thought I was gonna
I
be a
can tell.
comedian.
I can tell, but yeah, Eddie B is hilarious. He's been on
Yeah,
so many things. He's toured in Australia, he's toured in different countries. He's been on the Martin Lawrence First Amendment stand up. He was rated like the top, he was in the top 10
definitely
comedians
awesome,
on
awesome
Comedy
comedian.
Central's little countdown thing before. Eddie B has done a lot, and he slowed his life down a little bit to take care of his grandmother. So I salute him for that.
We
And
was
then he's
trying to
also
get Eddie B. We was trying to get Eddie B out Cali for one of them Kush Boys joints during the All Star week. He was on the phone with Montana. And Montana ain't think I knew him. I said, Slim, yeah, I know him. That's a good, funny dude, man. But yeah, shout out Eddie B, man, for sure.
So listen, you guys can look forward to. We have something special coming for you guys soon. It's going to be a series, and everybody that we've mentioned, mostly everybody, not everybody, but mostly everybody that we've mentioned that's like in our little circle is going to be in this series. I'm not a camera person, but I have to be in it because some of the things concern me too. So we're going to show you guys the behind the scenes of everything soon. So yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about that soon. But so so after you did a lot of solo stuff. You guys created OG Circle. I
Mhm.
think you mentioned who was in OG Circle before, but can you tell everybody who OG Circle includes?
Yeah, so OG Circle is me, Devo Wayne, Say Two, and Handsome Fats. But one of the original members passed away. Rest in peace to my man Wall, Ray Williams. We we got some other extended members too, but that's the main core right there.
Okay. And so you guys have you guys made music together already, or do you guys just do your separate
Yeah,
projects?
yeah, we so basically what it was I was putting together like a whole a whole movement with solo artists, and we just started doing music together. It was mostly just for to represent our demographic because I felt like our demographic was underrepresented, meaning we didn't have a lot of music for people our age. So I said, man, let's make something for our age. Um, and then I started kind of like recruiting these particular artists with Debo, you know what I'm saying? And Say Two and then Wall and then Fats. Fats and Wall came at the end, but they was the final two pieces. We was trying to just do the traditional boom bap hip hop, just from an era feeling of hip hop from back in the glory days. And yeah, we recorded a lot of music together, and some of it is actually featured in the film.
That's awesome. I can't wait for the film to come out. So I'm going to go
Oh,
back to the when I asked you what did you think was holding the DMV back. Now, I am a solutions person. So if I identify a problem, I want to also present a solution. It's how I
yeah.
work. That's why I'm a good employee. It is how I run my
Mhm.
business. It is how I operate with artists. It's all of that. So, what do you think the solution is to make things change in the music industry in DC for us to be that DC should be Hollywood for real?
Yeah, it's gonna take acceptance, first of all. Everybody gonna have to accept things different now. It's not
Mm-hmm.
the the traditional means of doing entertainment. I don't care if it's hip hop or comedy. You got people now who can get on the internet and just make a buzz for themselves in whatever forms of entertainment that they choose. So we, the artists, are going to have to understand that you know it's not necessarily a corporation that's going to connect you to your fans. You have to be more proactive in going out and actually seeking fans and interacting with them. That's what social media is for. We have to use it less to socialize than to network. And once we start networking and accepting, this should happen naturally. If you saying to yourself, "Hey man, I'm gonna go out every now and then just to be out and about and meet people," you'll naturally have a conversation about what it is you do. And even if it is something that's a job, not even a passion, people just ask you what you do. You'll tell them about your job. So you should feel the same thing about your passion. And especially if you have entrepreneurial spirit and you're doing something in entertainment, you're not going to be able to reach the amount of people that you want to reach to serve your demographic if you don't accept that it's a different world than maybe when we started. Now you have to make sure that you keep up with the changes. If technology change, you have to be aware of that, right? So everything that that you're that you're doing now should be a case study. You should be taking notes and studying someone that did something similar. If they made mistakes doing it, study their mistakes. If they made progress doing it, study their progress. If we don't broaden our view as well, we have to broaden our view. If you're out here trying to get fans, yeah, start with your neighborhood, but then think about your county and then your state and then your country and then international. It don't have to necessarily be in that order. It may not happen in that order, but you have to broaden your horizons to sell anything. Like you could be selling t-shirts, and if you have a store, that's wonderful. People can come in your store, but you might want to take a picture of everything in that store and make it available online. So somebody that happened to see one of them t-shirts that can't make it to your store because of distance or because of circumstance, they could be right around the corner from you, but they incapacitated. You got to make it available, make your stuff available for everybody. And that's going to come from us thinking outside the box.
Okay. Now I was going to ask what advice would you give to the younger artists, but that was a lot. That was a lot of advice right there. That was a lot of
Say
advice.
one
What?
thing I'm gonna tell them is don't pay no attention to us. Don't listen to the old people, because half of us, and some of us, some people, you do have OGs out there that's going, and I can say the difference between an OG and an old person is OG gonna try to steer you away from trouble. A lot of them dudes that was leading you toward the fire were just some old niggas, and they you can't always listen to people. You know, you can learn from OG's mistakes just like you can learn from their triumphs. But I want them to be fearless. I want the next generation to say, "Hey, I don't have to do it your way. You got way more tools now. You have way more. outlets now. Use those tools, use those outlets, and make sure that you understand how to cultivate relationships. And if you do that, you should be able to do almost anything.
And those things are important. And I'm going to add, like, everything he said is true, and it goes for the business side too. So for managers that are trying to be artist managers, things change. I learned the business a long time ago. There wasn't social media. We was selling CDs out the back of the trunk. So I came from that era and had to learn what I'm supposed to be doing on social media, or what my artist should be doing on social media. Like, it is common for the artist to go live. If you notice, you guys might see Money Long live all the time. You might see, I saw Nicki Minaj on TikTok live the other day. Like, you have to build relationships with people, and it might not be something that you want to do. I'm not a camera person. I was just telling Chief the other day on the phone, like, and you too. I was like, I'm not a camera person. Like, I never wanted to do this. I never wanted to have a show, but
Yeah.
it kind of just was thrown in
Yeah.
my lap. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had opportunity to interview Cheryl Underwood J.A.B Entertainment, interview Cheryl Underwood, and I tried to get Black Whitson to do it. I tried to get Chief to do it. They was like, no, you do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
no. But I ended up doing it anyway, and I was terrified, so everybody isn't comfortable with everything. I'm still not comfortable with being on the camera. Like, it may look like that I am, but I'm not. Like, I still get nervous. I still have a problem with being in front of the camera, but you have to do things to make a change. Like, I was still doing, when you keep doing the same thing that you've always done, you're gonna keep getting the same
Yep.
results that you've
Same
always
results.
gotten.
Yeah.
And that
Yep.
is kind of the reason why I branched out, like Bryan said, and started interacting with international people. Like, because one, what are we doing?
Yep.
In order to sell a bunch of record artists, to sell a bunch of records, you have to have a lot of people buying it. You can't just say, "Oh, if everybody in the DMV buy my record, I'm gonna be
Yep.
rich." You're not going to be rich. I'm sorry,
Yep.
and I
You
I don't
limiting
know
yourself.
exactly, and I hate to say that, like, and especially if you're a band, like, you have to make smart decisions about things. Like, I manage Lip Band, and Lip Band
Mhm.
is an amazing band because they have two artists
Absolutely.
on the front line, and then they have producers on the back line,
On the
and
back line. Yep.
amazing musicians. You know what I mean? So
But they
they
they they they amazing band because they fearless. Let's just call it what it is. A lot of these dudes out here is they not drawing shit. They tracing. Fuck that.
Yep.
If you don't have the courage to put your best foot forward and to put your, that's why I like, shout out the Lit Band, shout out WAP and them, shout out Relentless Bands, Original Kings, because these people lead with their own creativeness. Yeah, it's okay to just, you're a musician, you can play somebody else's music. It ain't about playing other people's music. It's about doing your own rendition. I'm not trying to sing it exactly like Smokey Robinson sang it. I'm gonna sing my version of it, right? But
Right.
also too, I'm gonna have enough courage to put my own song in my set somewhere too. And
Hmm.
that's what I appreciate about you have to be fearless. You got two people on the front line of the Lit Band that always been fearless anyway. When you talk about Gabby Moe and Black Wilson, so if you have people who have that spirit, you always going to be successful because fear limited all of us at one point. We all then had that moment where it's like, man, if I'm different, they might not accept me. But guess what? It always leads to the best thing, though. Always leads to the
It
best
does.
thing.
It does. So you have to be smart about how you present yourself, and how you market yourself. There are things the steps that you have to take, and I definitely appreciate you giving. That's why I was excited for this particular show, because
Me too.
you spit game all the time, and so does Chief. That's why I like talking to Chief too. And Chief gives away a lot of gems too. But these artists need that. And while I understand, that people like me have to make money. Sometimes I just help because I think it's the right thing to do. So I do. I have
I salute
helped
that.
a lot of people. I've helped a lot of people, and I still help a lot of people because I can. Basically, you know
Yeah,
what I mean. It's, if I feel that the artist has potential and can go somewhere, I definitely will help. It does. It's not always about the money to me. Um, I do what I do for the love of music and for the love of the actual artists. You know,
yeah,
independent artists. When they say starving artists, that's some real shit. Because
yeah,
it's a lot of artists out here that come from the mud, and I mean the mud,
yeah,
and they are climbing their way out, making a name for themselves or whatever.
yeah.
Like I highly salute Gabby Mo and I highly salute you because you guys are very humble artists that have
You
done a
gotta
lot of
do it for the
things.
love. That's what I would tell the youngins. Do it for the love. The love. If you're doing it for the love, it'll lead you towards the money.
Yep. And so I definitely appreciate you coming on and dropping those gems or whatever. So I'm gonna ask you
Before
one
I,
question and then I'm
mhm,
going to play one of your videos and then I'm gonna come
mhm.
back. But you did you have something to say before we
No,
play
go
the
ahead. Go
video?
ahead. You can go ahead.
All right,
You can go ahead.
before I get into the video, give me two artists that you admire or like is an idol to you. It can be any artist. It can be a local artist. It can be a mainstream artist.
Bob Marley, for obvious reasons. Oh, Sam Cooke. I mean, I like old school artists, and I listen to hip hop and I listen to go go all day. But if I jump in my car right now, I might be listening to something from 1957. I don't know. It's all in what feeling I am that day. So, but those two incredible artists right there.
Yep, I definitely agree. All right. I'm gonna play We Ain't Rockin' and we'll come back.
When we slide through, we ain't gonna drive through. Turn around, look who's standing right beside you. That's when you realize that
I'm
we
probably still no fan on about it.
guys and we rock. Let your men's know. Let 'em know. Let your girl know. Let her know. OG Circle, we about to let the world know. So let the world know that we rock. Go ahead and let the world go. And we rock. I don't ever been like bad knees and elbows. Walking big shoes, size 12 and some shell toes. But hold the fat laces like some lift up the Velcro. They ask me if I sell blow. I'ma tell them hell no. Maybe in the past, in the 80s, getting cash. But now I'm kinda lazy, gotta play me just to spaz. I think your old lady wanna pay me with the ass. I told her I'm a vegan, baby, lay me in the grass. Yeah. So how's that for shit talking? I make them throw up blood till they resort to trip walking. Boy, don't make me have to get sparking. You a frog, all of my log, all of my dogs do the big barking. Ooh, fuck you mean I was clean when I hit the scene. Nowadays I'm getting that green without the Listerine. So we ain't gotta make us think about it. And if you ain't special ed, your motherfuckers better think about it. When we slide through, we ain't gonna drive through. Turn around, look who's standing right beside you. That's when you realize that we rock. Hold up, here come the real guys. And we rock. Let your men's know. Let 'em know. Let your girl know. Let her know. OG Circle, we about to let the world know. So let the world know that we rock. Go ahead and let the word go. And we rock. Hey, yo, your honor. You know it's death before dishonor, so my youngins ain't snitching, even with pressure on their mama. Even then, only way to win through stressing all the drama is finessing all the commas till you flexing all behind us. Man, I promise if it's a flip behind it, then I can get behind it. Niggas a click behind it if your chick is thick and big behind it. When you find it, you gon' get reminded, shit gon' hit you blinded. If you really spittin' fire, then your shit gon' get rewinded. Minded, anyone can get it, I'm with it, just put your order in. Chances to advance like your pants is them shit is sorta slim, but you ain't gotta be alone, gonna put your peoples on. And if it's beef, I make a DoorDash so you can eat at home. Bold faces turn to cold faces. Niggas are stuck in the sand looking thirsty when I'm the old aces. I'm a one that's in the chamber figure. That if you bark up my tree, then I'm the noose they use to hang a nigga. Creep on them, don't sleep on them. Me and my peeps roll deep with heat on them. When we slide through, we ain't gonna drive through. Turn around, look who's standing right beside you. That's when you realize that we ain't rock. Hold up, here come the real guys, and we ain't rock. Let your mans know. Let them know. Let your girl know. Let her know. OG Circle, we about to let the world know. So let the world know that we ain't rock. Go ahead and let the world know, and we ain't rock.
All right. Now I'm about to point out something else. When y'all go get your videos done, go get them done professional like that. Because if you don't, quality, everything is important when it comes to music. And I don't think people understand that. Just like I had to tell an artist, and it might have hurt his feelings, that he was a studio artist. I don't mean to hurt people's feelings. I'm telling you the truth to help you. So you might record something and it sounds amazing, and people think, oh, this artist is really good. But then when you do something live, what happened? He dropped out. If you do something, when you do something live, you don't sound good. So you have to understand that in this industry, you have to be an entertainer. So if you're an artist and all you know how to do is go in the studio and drop songs, that is not going to help you. You can sell records, but you actually have to sell the records, and to sell the records, you have to do some shows and shit like that. That that will market you. So you have to have everything perfect, like he does. I've never seen a bad video of Dread. So just putting that out
You
there.
could
But
get a good video shot for $200. I be seeing niggas with 19 niggas in their video. Get some money from each one of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's one thing you're gonna have to do. Invest in yourself, man. This is gonna cost you a little bit of money, man. So I be seeing people that they don't want to work, they don't want to hustle. You're gonna have to do something, because until whoever come to discover you, you sign to yourself. You're gonna have to, invest in yourself. And these people be acting like they don't understand, man.
he said, get some money from all of them.
Because I see these videos with all these people in these videos, and I'm like, man, come on, man. Y'all can do better, man.
Oh
Get you some
God.
bread, man. Get you some cheese, man.
Yeah, for real. And stop being y'all have to get better at the whole like needing money for everything, and every time people see you smoking, come on, man, stop smoking or save a couple of
Don't let
bags.
no substance turn you into a bum, man. Like, I mean,
Exactly.
like, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it if it's your medicine, but that should motivate you to make some money. That should motivate you to make some
Stop
bread.
laughing. I'm sorry. You said be like 19 niggas in the video. Get some money
Yeah, man. They got
from all of them. I'm so sorry, y'all. That shit is hilarious to me. But it's so true. I swear. He is so comical. I wish I could have had him and Gab in this studio today at the same time. I swear. But I'm going to bring them both back so y'all can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to bring them back on here together so y'all can see. I'm trying to tell you, if you want to cry laughing, just wait.
we got
But
me and Gab definitely overdue for us to do something together. We
yeah,
haven't done
put
anything together.
something in the chat about they said, and 200 niggas on stage.
Yeah,
Gab, I
man.
swear,
I don't get it, man.
Gabby, I swear, I wish I could bring you on here. I have to send you the link if you want to come. But Gabby Mo is in the Instagram chat tripping too. But yeah, I
It's a
think
lot.
Elsky said I'm the goat for real. I didn't know. Thank you, Elsky.
Elsky Stats and Tiff.
Yeah. So let me see.
Elsky
I
Stats
have
and Tiff. That shit like peanut butter and jelly, man. You gotta say it together.
so overall, what do you think your biggest struggle is in being an artist?
Um, Inspiration, because I've been doing this so long, so it's not a lot that really inspired me now. You got to kind of like find your inspiration. And it could be little things, you know. It don't always have to be something something material, because I think you get into it thinking about the material that you could get out of it. So that probably inspires you. But eventually you're gonna have to find some other inspiration. So yeah.
I feel that. I definitely feel that because it's a little bit the same on my side of the fence when it comes to the
Yeah.
music industry. But um,
Hmm.
so what's next for you? Do you have, other than the movie coming out, is there some new music that you have coming out, or are you working on some stuff?
Yeah, we definitely working on some new music. You know, the crazy thing about uh that the film kind of inspired me, man. Shout out again, once again, Stoners. It's coming out on 420, Stan Long movie. Premiere on 322. That's March 22nd. I'm gonna have the venue for y'all, but I don't have that currently right now for the physical premiere. But that's where my inspiration came from, because I wasn't doing anything. I was, dealing with my family life and all that stuff, and kind of like not really into that part of it. But what I know about if in terms of my mental health, yeah, I gotta be involved in music somehow. So I knew it was only a matter of time before I would find something that would inspire me. So shout out my man Spoonie for leading us towards the good Stoners joint, man.
So we'll definitely, once we find out when the premiere is going to be, we'll definitely put that up on the website if anybody's in the area and is interested in attending that. So check back once he gets the information and I get it. I'll make sure that it's up on the website.
Yeah,
So
appreciate that.
I
And I,
appreciate you for coming on here.
yes, thank you so much. I'm gonna be back when we get closer to that premiere. I want to come back and holler at you, because then I'll have more information. So
Okay.
once I get that, I'll be able to, drop a few names of the people in the movie, because the clips I seen is good, and I want to be able to, let you know who the young artists and actors and comedians are in the movie, and
Okay.
so check them out and all that.
Okay. So where can people find you on social media?
Dread the old head all day, all. I haven't been out out on social media a lot lately, but man, Dread the old head on all platforms, man. I'm
And
gonna
make
try to
sure
keep
you
y'all.
spell it how you see it right there, guys, in front
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
It's spelled
And
just
if
like
I
that.
got anything jumping off, I'm gonna make sure that it's on the IG page, because it'll share it to the Facebook Dread page. Other than that, Bryan Evans on Facebook and all that, man. And I'm gonna keep y'all posted.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on my show. I know I've
Thank you for
interviewed you
having me.
before. It was Kickback with Kim C. Evans then, so I had to bring you on. Kickback with Cookie is different.
Ow, Cookie. Ow. Yeah, I'm here for it, baby.
All right. Well, thank
All
you,
right, man.
Dread.
Thank
And
you.
you guys make sure you go follow Dread and download his music and support.
Shout out OG Circle, man. Inky Royal. What they new?
Yeah.
What they latest joint? Purple. Endless Purple, man. Y'all go watch their video, man. And my man Elsky Stacks is here, man. He stay with a new video, man. So shout him out too, man.
So
Appreciate you
yeah,
for having me though, Kim.
no problem. See, Gabby says, salute, big dog. Great interview. I learned a lot
Hey,
about
man.
your
Salute.
story. I
Appreciate you,
know.
fam.
He
We're
said he
gonna
learned a
link
lot
soon.
about your story that he didn't know, and he said AOG Circle. So shout out to Gabby Mo. Y'all know Gabby Mo and Bryan. Gabby Mo was
Yeah.
the first artist that I ever was like, I'm gonna help him. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna help him. So
Yeah.
he was like my day one, and then Bryan, came along. So I've helped quite a few artists. But shout out to Gabby Mo. Shout out to Guapo. Shout
Hmm.
out to Sean Prove. I don't know who that is.
I'm gonna come back with the whole OG circle next time, man. Try to bring the whole crew
G
back.
Double. I don't know if you know who G Double is. G Double was in
Yeah,
the
that's
concert.
yeah, GKG, man.
Okay, and then of
All
course,
my good support system, man. I got a lot of people that help me out, man. I appreciate them. Much love to them.
Spoonie
Man, hardcore, my man.
and Denise Nicole Style, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Debo, Elsky Stacks. So
Shout all y'all out, man.
yeah, my brother Keith. I have to say Keith. I be calling him something else. So sometimes I get
What
tongue
up,
twisted.
Keith? What up? What up?
And
Evan
Trey
Slow, man.
Solo. If I missed anybody, please don't charge this to
Shout
my
out
heart.
Trey 5, man.
But we're going to get up out of here. Thank you, Dread. I'm gonna
Yes,
have you guys.
man.
I meant what I said. I'm gonna find out. I actually had it on my calendar to have like a Cookie and Friends like type of show. So I'm gonna do that soon.
Okay.
And I'm gonna bring
Let me
on
know.
you and Gabby and Chief and all of us, so people can get a little understanding of our history.
Nah, for
So,
sure. We need to do that. Hey,
all right.
salute, man. Appreciate you. Love you, baby.
Love you
All right.
too. Bye
All
bye.
right.
Thank you guys for joining. My partner actually reminded me to talk about the virtual concert that we're having on March 8th. So our Lux Radio is a website that is very interactive. It is still not all the way complete. There's a lot of things that we're adding to it, and one of the things is we're going to have the video thing, something similar to World Star Hip Hop, but not really. It's just like the feature video that we have. The video of the week is what we're calling it, and then we have some spotlight videos of the week. So we are going to discuss that and how you can get on that if you're an artist, if you're ready. Also, the concert, we have a virtual concert hall that is attached to our website, which means that you do have to purchase tickets. The virtual concert that we're having on the 8th is free. It starts at it starts at 7 p.m. on March 8th, but you do have to come to the website and click on the menu at the top of the screen, and then click on find events on the menu. And when you click on events, the only event that we have scheduled there is the virtual concert. So click on that. Just click on get tickets, and it's gonna email you tickets. But like I said, it's free. So there's gonna be a code on the ticket. You enter the code into the area before the virtual concert hall area, so that you can get in and watch the show. You cannot get into that area without a code. So we're looking forward to that, and we're looking forward to what's to come with the virtual. If you are an artist or a promoter or something like that, and you need a platform, the virtual concert hall can be rented. You don't have to be an artist. You can be a comedian or whatever it is that you would like to do. Just let me know. And I do want to say that Kickback with Cookie and Lux Radio is sponsored by Bellow Burn Hot Sauce. If you have never had Bellow Burn Hot Sauce, I suggest that you try some, because Bellow Burn is so good. Like, when I say it's so good, it's so good. I mean, like, I wear his hot sauce out, and that's how he became a sponsor, because I just kept ordering hot sauce, and I would order it so much he'd be like, "Sis, what are you doing? Drinking it?" I'm like, I don't know, but the flavor is good. That's what catches me with all kinds of hot sauces. I like spicy stuff, but hot sauce has to be flavorful. It can't just be hot. I can't do that. So if you would like to try your own, he ships to everywhere. So you can get yours at www.belloburn.com. And it is down below. Down below. So thank you guys for showing up. Make sure that you get tickets for the March 8th concert. It will be featuring, even though Fresh Bread is not here, we are still giving him his time slot. We will be playing music in honor of him for the duration of his slot. And this show is dedicated to him. So make sure you guys tune in and get your tickets to that because it's going to be a great show. So rest in peace, Fresh Bread. And Shabaka will be performing. Bad Bobo will be performing. Jimmy Three Sides will be performing. Dada Frost will be performing. Full Max will be performing. And Hashes Fire Lord. So tune in. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. And next week, I'm sorry, last announcement. Next week, I have dancehall artist Lee Dan, and I have rapper Gangsta Black. So tune in for another great show. Thank you all for tuning in. Love you guys. Bye.